Now we're unmuted.
We were muted for a moment.
We are going live. I am Darby.
I'm Kenzie.
And I'm Brooke.
And this is called You've Got Questions.
We've got answers.
And Kenzie's here just for the laugh track, I think.
I'm just here to be moral support.
Yeah. So tonight is the priority deadline. It is a couple hours away. Here we are in Utah. So we're going to take about an hour to answer as many questions live as we can. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
Yep.
It can take us about 15 minutes to answer questions. Don't be alarmed if it takes a moment, but we will get to your questions. So here's how it works. You ask a question in the chat. I read it.
A dramatic reading will be done by Darby.
A dramatic reading. And then Brooke will answer it.
It'll be great.
It's great.
If you have any friends that you think have questions about BYU Pathway, are interested in enrolling, share this with them, tag them in the comments. This live will be recorded and available to watch later on both Facebook and YouTube. So please make sure that you are sharing this out with your friends and family.
Perfect. Okay. So tonight is the priority deadline. And now, what does a priority deadline mean, Brooke?
Yeah. So it's the guaranteed deadline. So that means that if you start an application for Pathway Connect by tonight, in the next couple of hours, we can guarantee a spot for you. After today, we will do our best to get as many people enrolled as possible before classes start on April 22nd. But it's possible we'll reach our enrollment cap. So make sure that you get that application started. You can go to byupathway.edu in the upper right-hand corner to get your application started. So again, that's byupathway.edu. Click on the gold button that says apply for free in the upper right-hand corner. And then if you have finished Pathway Connect 103 and you have a B average, a 3.0 or higher, and you're ready to go on to BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College, you have to have your application started in the next 3 hours. It is a hard deadline for BYU, Idaho, and Ensign College Online. BYU Pathway, we're a little bit more flexible and willing to try to help get as many people in as we can before classes start. But BYU Pathway or BYU, Idaho, and Ensign College Online, it's a firm deadline. So you have to have the application started. It doesn't have to be completed, but it does have to be started here in the next 3 hours.
Okay. So we're starting to get our questions in. So if you're just showing up, put your questions in the chat. We know a lot of the answers. We don't know every answer.
Yep.
And if we don't know an answer, we'll try to find an answer or tell you where to go. So the first question says, hey, I'm in South Africa and I wanted to know when do we get our Pathway Connect certificate?
I love it. So after you finished Pathway Connect 103 and you have a 3.0 or higher, your Pathway Connect certificate is going to be available in your student portal as soon as the term ends. So you'll be able to join. You'll be able to take advantage of that. We don't mail the Pathway Connect certificate. You'll be able to get that in your student portal as a direct download.
Okay, we have a quick question. Who's the new girl?
Hi.
I love it.
I'm Kenzie. I'm on the team, but more behind the scenes than these two.
Yeah, Ken's is awesome. So we said, hey, come hang out with us. We're going live. Let's do it together.
Yeah. Ken's manages a lot of things that happen on our LinkedIn. So if you are currently enrolled and want to connect with other students, go over and join the LinkedIn group.
Yeah.
And which I have the URL, but I'm not sure where it's at. And you'll see a lot of Kenzie's work over there. But sometimes we make her join us for live.
Sometimes.
I know it's not for you. It's not for you.
She's behind graduation, our celebrations that we're doing at BYU, Idaho, and Ensign College next week. So if you're graduating, we love it. Tell us what you're graduating in. If you're going to be in Rexburg, come say hi to us. We love meeting people.
Okay. Here's a great question. Do return missionaries get a discount? Kenzie, you want to tell us a little bit about the return missionary discount?
Yeah. So if you are within 5 years of your return date from your mission, you will be eligible for a 25% off scholarship with BYU-Pathway. And that's automatically applied, I believe. So just like because your account when you apply is linked to your church account, that'll be noted and you will be awarded a 25% discount. And maybe while we're on the topic of discounts, we share that every student is eligible for our Heber J. Grant Scholarship. So once you're enrolled as a student in your portal, you'll see an option to complete a module that's just like some information about Heber J. Grant and his views on frugality. You'll answer some questions that are needs-based, and then you'll either be awarded a 10%, 50%, 10%, 25%, or 50% off scholarship, depending on your need.
Mhm.
That stacks with the return missionary scholarship.
Yeah. It's awesome. So,
It's great.
some of our students sometimes won't apply for the Heber J grant tuition discount because they're like, I don't know that I really need it. Should I do this? You're not taking away from anyone.
Mhm.
So please go in, make
Yeah,
sure that
take
you're
advantage.
taking advantage of that. Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So we've got some great questions in the queue, you two.
Oh, I love it. We're
Okay,
ready.
well, we just have a hello from Spain first, so we'll just say that.
Hi, I love Spain.
Something-
Kenzie
yeah.
lived in Spain for like what, 6 months?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. Yep.
Okay.
It was a good time.
Well, here we go. Okay, so how do I apply?
Do you want me to take this one?
Sure.
Okay, so you're going to go to byupathway.edu, and in the upper right corner, you're going to click the gold apply for free button, and you'll be prompted to start your application. You will be asked to log in through your church account. If you need to create one, it's free. It's a single sign-on process similar to your Google account. And it's honestly a pretty simple process.
Yep. So
So.
free to create the account. There's a whole guide to walk you through what to do, and you can reach out with any questions you've got.
Fabulous. Okay, I think this is a follow-up on the certificate not being in the student portal, Brooke.
Okay, so Ruth, if you can give us a little bit more information, because it should be in your student portal if you have finished Pathway Connect 103 and meet the requirements. So if you could just give us a little bit more information, did you just recently finish last term, or was this a couple of years ago? If you could give us a little more information, that would be great.
Fabulous. Okay, next question comes to us and asks about, can you briefly talk about the 3-year degree? In particular, I've completed some previous credits and I'm thinking about doing my degree through BYU-Pathway.
Love it. Yes. So the 3-year degree is a great option for a lot of students. Essentially what it's done is it has eliminated electives. So you're still going to take all of the classes that are core to your degree, that are general education and your religion classes. So it really just eliminates those sort of 30 to 36 credits that are more elective based. And while electives can be fun and really enriching, a lot of our students really just want to get to the degree. They want to get to the finish line. And so it helps a lot. So depending on how many credits you have, what type of credits you have, some or all of them will transfer over. But it really allows students to be able to finish a degree faster. The other thing that's really great about the 3-year degree is nowhere on your degree will it say that it was done in 3 years. It will not say that it was done online. Your degree from BYU Idaho will look just like my degree from BYU Idaho. It is just a great opportunity for you to be able to receive an education and to take advantage of a smaller number of credits necessary for a bachelor's degree.
Awesome. I have another question specifically about the 3-year degree. Well, there's actually kind of 3. So how do I know if my degree can be shortened with the new 3-year degree? Like, how do I know if I'm a good candidate?
Yeah. So there is actually a website that you can go to where you can learn a little bit more, and you can there's a degree in 3. So byupathway.edu/degree-in-3 is a great website where you can go to for additional information. There's also a form that you can fill out that should be linked on that page where you can see if you're a good candidate for switching to the 3-year degree. You can also submit your name and information to to us on social media. So make sure that you're sending us a question there, and we'll do our best to help get those questions resolved and to help you find out, is this a good option for me? But this website is really going to walk through most of the frequently asked questions and be a good guide for whether switching to that 3-year degree is best for you.
Awesome. 2 more 3-year degree questions. What?
I was just going to add, if you're a current student and you're trying to do that evaluation to see if degree in 3 is the best option for you, and you can't find that form on the landing page, reach out to your mentor and they'll be able to send you the link.
Yeah,
perfect.
Great question.
Okay, so the next 2 questions are really related.
Great.
So if you've already been attending, can you do the 3-year degree? Or maybe if they're coming back?
Yes.
So both of those they can?
Yep.
Okay. And
so
then,
it might not be the best option for you, though.
Yeah.
So you'll just want to make sure, like, depending on how many credits you're coming in with, it might actually be best for you to stick with the 120.
And that's what the form does. The form will help help an advisor understand what the best path is for you. So they'll reach out once that form is submitted and walk you through what your options are.
Awesome. Okay. And then, then the other question says, how do I go work on how do I like enroll to do the 3-year degree? I'm already working on my degree.
Awesome.
Or in that process.
Yeah.
Do they need to do something? How do they switch? Does it depend on where
they
they're
will want
at?
to switch.
Okay.
It's not automatic. And so you'll need to
if you're already working on
your degree. So if you're a new student or you started in January, you're automatically in the 3-year degree program. Now that's how quickly you can finish it in typically, but that doesn't mean that it has to be done in 3 years. So if you've got a lot going on and you say, you know what, I can't take 2 classes every term. I can really only manage 1 right now. That's okay. So it's not saying, oh, you can only take this and you have to finish it in 3. We see people sometimes even finish 120 credit bachelor's degrees in 3 years.
Okay. We have got some great questions in the queue. Someone's saying, can I ask here about some BYU Idaho matriculation questions?
We'll do our best. So if we can answer it, we're happy to. So go ahead and put it in the chat and we'll see if we can help.
Yeah. Okay. So on the advanced path, how many classes do you have to take at a time?
So it's really up to you. So if you are doing, so the advanced path is going directly into BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online. You're skipping Pathway Connect, and that's what the deadline is for tonight. So if you're interested in that advanced path or think you might be and want to start in April, start that application. You don't have to finish the application, but it has to be started by tonight. And with the advanced path, you can take 1 class or 4 classes. It's really sort of up to you to be able to gauge what's going to be the best option for you.
Yeah. And by tonight, what do you mean?
In the next 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes.
So midnight Mountain Daylight Time.
Yep.
-6 UTC.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Just so we knew. Okay. We have so many great questions. I am a little behind. It will take us about 10 minutes to get to your question. So if you're wondering where on earth your question is, trust me, I am putting them all in here.
Yes.
Where do they ask questions, Brooke?
So Roger, you can send them on Facebook or Instagram. That's fine. We have folks that are responding to comments and direct messages on each. So whichever one is easier for you to send to is fine.
Okay. Fabulous. We're going to go over and jump to a Facebook question.
Great.
Hi, I'm attending BYU-Pathway and I want to transfer my credits to BYU Idaho. Could I transfer them and take a different course on campus? So on campus question.
Yes. So Edward, you can transfer to be a campus student, but you'll need to work with BYU Idaho directly to become a campus student. So the credits should transfer. It's going to be up to BYU Idaho how they accept those credits, what they come in as. But you'll need to work with BYU Idaho to become a campus student. So BYU-Pathway is really designed to help people get a university degree in their home country and to be able to have that church education experience wherever they live. And so we aren't set up to be a direct link to campus, but we know a lot of students are really interested in that. So you'll just need to work with whatever university you want to go to have that experience.
Okay. Again, if you're just jumping in, put your questions in the chat. Awesome. It takes us about 15 minutes. I'm Darby.
I'm Kenzie.
And I'm Brooke.
And this is called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers. And we are jumping back and forth between Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So there's kind of a lot of questions. The next question says, Kenz, why don't you talk about this? The return missionary discount, does it only apply to the first payment?
No. So the return missionary discount applies throughout your entire online degree.
So so it's good for 5 years from the day you come home.
Yeah, that's a better way to explain it.
Yeah.
Good for 5 years from the date that you come home. Although Heber J. Grant that we talked about earlier does apply for your entire online degree. So
yeah.
Okay, next question says, I almost finished my Pathway Connect 102 through Pathway Connect 102. Why did BYU Idaho ask me for an English proficiency test? I don't know.
I don't know. So that I'm not sure you should if you are applying to BYU Idaho through BYU-Pathway.
If you're online.
If you're online, if you're continuing online, I'm not sure why it would ask you that. Now, if you were planning to become a campus student, it will ask you for an English proficiency test. There are different requirements to be a campus student compared to an online student.
Okay. Next question. I'm wondering how many credits each semester or block, we can talk about blocks, do I need to take in order to be done with the degree in 3 years?
Yeah. So we recommend that students take 12 credits a semester or six credits a block in order to graduate in 3 years.
So let's talk about kind of what, like, how
So
many
it'd be 2
classes?
classes.
2 classes.
2 classes per term, every term for the whole year. So there's BYU, Idaho, and Ensign College are unique, and they have what's called the track system, or they work under trimesters. So instead of there just being a fall term and a winter term, there's a fall, winter, and spring term. So you're able to take classes 3 semesters of the year. So you can sneak in that extra semester every year.
Okay. Does Heber J grant tuition discount work
Yes.
each semester or just only one?
Yeah. So it's each semester.
And I think every 2 years, you'll be prompted to retake the module just so they can reassess need and determine if you're still getting the correct discount.
Yep.
Hi, Brazil.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Okay, if you're just joining us again, it will take us about 10, 15 minutes to get through all your questions. Okay, I think that there was a previous question. Do I need to reapply again? If there has been, what is the break when somebody needs to reapply?
Yeah.
How long can they
So
stay a student before they have to reapply?
yeah. So with Pathway Connect, if you don't register for that next semester, you'll need to reapply as a returning student. And it's just returningstudents.byupathway.edu is where you'll go to reapply. If you are a BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College student, you can typically take 1 semester off before needing to reapply.
Awesome. Okay, keep those questions coming. Let's see what is next. Okay, so I'm enrolled to start April 22nd. When I finish this class, how soon do I need to apply for BYU Idaho?
Awesome.
Well, the really cool thing about the way Pathway Connect works is, so you're going to take 101, which is going to be life skills, and that's going to be growth mindset, some time management. You're going to do a little math, a little English. Then you're going to take the second block, which is 102, which is like professional skills. You do LinkedIn, some resume work, some informational interview. And then when you take
You can join Mackenzie's group on
Yes.
LinkedIn.
Shout out alumni and friends.
When you take Pathway Connect 103, it's called University Skills, and it walks you through the application. So every week you have a task as part of applying to the university. And you're also you're doing a little math and English then too, but you're also taking a certificate course. And so you don't need to stress out when you get to 103. Your service missionaries are amazing. Your group will be amazing. You'll all say, like, if you run into a problem, you work as a group to kind of solve that problem. Like, how do I do an ecclesiastical endorsement?
What is
It's all part of that class. So you have that entire block to kind of walk through the steps. So don't stress out yet. Okay, we're going to just keep rolling here. I just finished Pathway Connect 103. I also took the first certificate class.
Nice.
When I went to the registration, it said I needed to register for the same class I just took. Do I just ignore it?
Yes. So, Sherry, there sometimes is a unfortunate hiccup in the degree planner. There's a known issue that's happening right now. So I would just register for the next class. If you've already taken it, you got a good grade, you're pleased with the grade, go for the next class.
Okay. We are cruising today. It's probably because Kenzie's here with us.
Yeah,
It's gotta be.
It's got there's a different vibe. Okay. Okay, so everyone that starts in January is on the 3-year degree. No, everybody who starts in April.
Well, everyone who started
January?
Pathway Connect.
Okay.
So anyone who started Pathway Connect in January is already part of the 3-year degree program.
Okay, so they don't need to do anything or change anything. That's what you
So
mean.
if you started Pathway Connect in January, you're good.
Okay, next question. Hey, I've completed the first and second certificate. Before I switch, do I have to redo both certificates? I got different answers from advising. So it sounds like they want to switch to the 3-year degree.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
You do not need to redo those certificates.
You should not have to redo those certificates.
That wouldn't make any sense.
So the only thing I could think of is if you are on a really old catalog year. So if you started Pathway Connect and maybe you started your first certificate and your degree, more than a couple of years ago, it's possible that the requirements for the degree have changed. And so it is possible that that might be the case if you decide to switch to the 3-year degree, because they're all new catalog years. So what that means is there are different requirements for degrees based on when you start. Sometimes there's a class that changes. Sometimes something is considered an elective that becomes a requirement or vice versa. And so if you can send us your name and student ID number, either on Instagram or Facebook, and
a direct message.
And a direct message. We will have the team look into that and circle back.
These questions are so great. We have so many, and we are going to try to go as fast as possible.
Okay, sorry, we'll rapid fire.
So put your questions in the chat. No, you're doing great. Our timing is great. Hey, I have a friend who is interested in BYU Pathway. However, they are not a member of the church or belong to any church at all. Can she still attend? And what is the process?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, of course.
Yep. So Penny, a couple things to keep in mind. So those who are not members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, absolutely welcome to participate in Pathway Connect in BYU, Idaho, and Ensign College online. It is 25% more for friends of the church, simply because there are tithing funds that are being used to support and subsidize BYU Pathway. And so as someone who's not a member of the church or not paying tithing, they just pay a slightly larger fee. Pathway Connect, there's no ecclesiastical endorsement needed. They will need to create a free church account in order to get started. That does not mean that they're saying, I'm going to get baptized, I'm interested in the church. They just need to create a free church account and then go through the application process. Once they finish Pathway Connect 103, if they have a B or higher, so a 3.0 or higher, they are eligible to go to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online. And then at that point, they would need an ecclesiastical endorsement. So they can meet with their local ecclesiastical leaders if they have some, or they can meet with their local branch president or bishop. And then their second interview for the ecclesiastical endorsement would be done by our chaplains.
Awesome. Brooke, coming through with the answers, as always. Okay, so here's a question about the 3-year degree. If you've applied, if you've applied to BYU Pathway through the advanced path and have about 80 credits on my transcript, do I switch to the 3-year degree, or what is kind of like the best option, or what would you recommend knowing that?
Yeah, so if you just are applying and you're going to start in April, the 3-year degree is going to be your only option. And so that's what you'll do. And they'll make as many of those 80 credits work as possible.
Okay. Fabulous. Okay, here we go. We're going to switch over to some Instagram questions. Hey, I've completed.
Oh, we did that one.
We did that one. This is, I need to just jump ahead here. Okay, if you're just joining us, Kenzie doesn't normally do the lives with us.
And this is why.
Being a little sassy. But I'm Darby,
Like
Kenzie,
Brooke.
Brooke. This is called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers, where I dramatically read the questions and Brooke answers them and Kenzie provides a laugh track.
Sit here.
It's great.
She facilitates.
I'm the buffer.
Can I attend BYU Pathway right after I graduate high school and get a degree? Is that something we offer?
Yes.
Yes. Let's talk about like what it takes to become a student.
I love it. Do you want to answer some?
Yeah. So the requirements are honestly pretty open. So you have to be 17 years old to participate. You do not have to have a GED or high school diploma.
You have to be 18 if you don't have those things, though.
Thank you. And yeah, talk
Just
about
kidding. Go ahead.
embarrassing.
So,
My
no, I'm going to
goodness.
stop being distracted.
Okay, so we don't have any like standard testing requirements. We don't have any. So basically, like the process would just be you go online as long as you're 18 and have your
So if you're 16 or older and have a high school diploma or a GED secondary school diploma, you can enroll in BYU Pathway. If you don't have a secondary school diploma, high school diploma, GED, you need to be 18 years or older. And you'll go to byupathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll click Apply for Free. And BYU Pathway offers certificates, associate's degrees, and bachelor's degrees. So we can absolutely help you get one of those degrees.
Awesome. Okay. We are going to do.
And there's no application fee either. So if you're thinking like, I think I want to do this, but for that,
there's no risk.
Yeah.
No risk.
All right.
Okay.
So just get that application started.
A few shout outs from a few places.
I love it.
Hello
Hi.
from Sierra Leone. Hello from Ecuador.
Hola.
Oh, sorry. I was just looking at
Myanmar.
Wow. so fun.
and Kenya.
I love
So
it.
we've got friends from all over the
All
world
over the world.
today. We are here to answer all your questions. We're going to be live for about another 25 minutes, and then we'll take a short break, and then we'll be back to answer more
Back
questions.
at it.
So, but you can also put your question in the chat. We have a bunch of teammates who are answering those questions. So if you feel like maybe you don't want to ask it or you're not sure, no worries. Okay. I finished Pathway Connect in 2017,
Awesome.
and in February I applied to BYU, Idaho. I did everything, and my Pathway portal doesn't let me continue the process, and I'm feeling really lost. Okay.
I am so sorry. That is really frustrating. Okay, so a couple of questions. In your Pathway, can you still access your Pathway portal? If you can you log in? Do you see the ability to start a new application for BYU Idaho Online? And when you say, and 1 February I applied, was that this February? Was that February in 2017? If it was February 2017, you'll need to reapply. So make sure in the next 2.5 hours you get on there and start your application. We want to help you get your degree and would love to help you be able to start this semester. So if you could just give us a little bit more information, we'd be happy to try to help.
Yeah.
And it may even be helpful in your case to send your student ID number, your name, and maybe some screenshots of what you're seeing.
Yeah, that is
So that our team can help troubleshoot the problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I'm here.
That was so good. That was so good.
Thank you.
That was so great. Okay, next says, hey, I'd like to study do the technology degree, but I see there are two.
Yep.
And I see great subjects in both of them. Can I pick from both without choosing professional studies?
No.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no. So you would either, if you're interested in multiple certificates or a certificate in this part of the technology degree and in another, you would need to do professional studies. So it's sort of, one is offered through BYU Idaho, one is offered through Ensign College. And so in that case, you can't mix and match the degree plan.
Okay, we've got some great questions here. Okay, I'm going to keep going.
Love it.
What level of English is required?
Yeah. So intermediate mid English is what's required. I know that's not very descriptive. So so essentially what that means is you can have basic conversations in English. You can understand English at a university level. And so as part of the application, you'll take a free English language assessment. So if you're not sure if you or a loved one has the English skills necessary, just start the application and try. And you can take the free English language assessment every 30 days.
Perfect. Okay, everyone is being so patient. We're about 10 minutes to answer every question. It's like waiting in line.
I know.
About 10 minutes, but we're trying to go as fast as possible. So is the Heber J. Grant tuition discount available when I start my certificate courses in the university?
It's available now. So it's from Pathway Connect until you graduate.
Yep. So exactly. So yes, when you are working on your degree, yep, you can use it as long as you start with BYU-Pathway with Pathway Connect, right?
Yep. So, and even if you're a direct admit student, you can take advantage of the Heber J. Grant tuition discount.
Okay, awesome. Mufti says, I wish to study here. I'm
Love
gonna put
it.
up a couple URLs for you real quick so you can know where to start.
So you're going to want to go to byupathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, there is a gold button that says apply for free. You're going to want to click on that. It will take you to our admissions page. Once you're on the admissions page, you can learn a little bit more about BYU Pathway, make sure it's the right step for you. And then you'll be able to start your application. You'll log in using a free church account. If you have one, great. If you don't, you can create one. And then once you are in the system, if English is your native language, it should take about 10 to 15 minutes to fill out your application. If English is not your native language, you'll need to take a free English language assessment. That could take upwards between 30 and 45 minutes to finish. And we do it just because we want to make sure you have a good understanding of the English language and that you can be successful. So if you don't get a qualifying score on the English language assessment, we recommend you start with English Connect, which is another really great program that's provided by the church that will help you learn English in your area, either in person or online.
Awesome. Okay. Next question says, hey, I finished Pathway Connect in 20.
That's the same. Yep.
We did that one.
We just need a little more information on that.
That's why I'm saving that one.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. If I start this April, will I be included in the 3-year program? I've finished Pathway Connect this year, or I'm finishing Pathway Connect this year.
Yes. So if you start the online certificate and degree program in April, you are already part of the 3-year degree program. And a couple of things to note. So the 3-year degree program, nowhere on your degree is it going to say that it was earned in 3 years. It's just going to say you have a bachelor's degree. So it's a great option to take advantage of, not having to take quite as many credits, being able to graduate faster and for less money. We want to help as many students as possible be able to graduate and graduate debt-free where it makes sense, where it's possible. And so that's part of why we're doing it.
Awesome. We have a shout out from Chile.
Hi.
We're so glad everybody's here.
It's so fun to see where y'all are from.
I know. I like it when everybody
tell us what you're studying.
Okay, so let's see. I am currently registered in Pathway Connect 103 in the first certificate course. I plan to matriculate to Ensign by fall. Can I enroll in GE courses along with the certificate course?
Yeah, great question. No. So you'll need to, during Pathway Connect 103, we just have you take one certificate class because you're taking your certificate class, you're taking an institute class, and you're taking Pathway Connect 103. And so there's a lot going on and getting you prepared to be successful in BYU, Idaho, and Ensign College Online. We really want you to be able to focus to ensure that you're going to be able to finish Pathway Connect with a 3.0 or higher so you can go on quickly. And so you can't do any GE classes along the way during Pathway Connect 103.
Great question, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I take religion courses during Pathway Connect while I'm in the 3-year degree program?
Yes.
So you take religion courses. Yeah, Ken's go for it.
Yeah, so you will actually be required to take institute courses while you're in Pathway Connect. So any institute course that has core in the title is going to be a required religion class once you are enrolled either through BYU Idaho or Ensign College. So any of those classes are okay to register, and institute is free. So it's not an added cost to your tuition. It's just a great way to start checking off some boxes of credits that you're going to need when you enroll in BYU Idaho or Ensign College.
Awesome. Okay, so hey, I'm currently enrolled in Pathway Connect, and I'm going to be starting Pathway Connect 103 soon. I'm not a member of the church, would love to join. I'm in the Bahamas.
I love it.
Hey.
Do you need help finding the missionaries, or do you already have missionaries? How can we help? You said that you're interested in joining the church. You're not a member, but you'd like to join. We would be happy to help connect you to the missionaries in your area if you need help.
Awesome. Okay, so we have a question. Hey, I really want to get my degree.
Great.
Hey, awesome. How do they enroll?
Yeah. So you're going to go to BYU. Do you want to do it?
Sure.
You go.
So you're going to go to byupathway.edu and you're going to click the yellow or gold button in the upper right corner that says apply for free. It'll take you to our admissions page. You can do a little bit of research on that page and just determine if this is the right fit for you. And then you'll be prompted to start an application. You will, if you don't have an account with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you can create one for free. It's not signing up for anything other than it'll just be your sign-in for BYU Pathway. So make sure that you have your church account, and then you'll be walked through the application is very basic. So it'll be a fairly easy process from there.
Awesome. Okay. Sorry, I kind of lost track of which one we were on. I'm going to jump over here and give you another question.
And if you're just joining us, drop your questions in the chat. We are going to be live for another 25 minutes or so. We want to help answer as many questions as possible. The priority deadline is today for BYU Idaho and Ensign College Online. So what that means is you have to have your application started in the next 2.5 hours to start with BYU Idaho or Ensign College this April. If you are looking to start Pathway Connect, today is the priority deadline for that. And what that means is we can guarantee you're going to have a spot. And after today, we may reach our enrollment caps in different areas. And if that's the case, you'll need to wait to start until September. So make sure to get your application started. Again, we are going to help just as many people as humanly possible get enrolled and be able to start in April. But just go to byupathway.edu, click on that gold button in the upper right-hand corner that says apply for free to get started. And if you have any family or friends that you're like, hey, this would be a great option for them. I'm a student. I'm loving my experience. Tag them in the comments, share this video with them. We want to help people get an education.
Awesome. Okay. Brooke, did we already do this question? Hey, I finished in
Nope.
2020. Okay. Hey, I finished Pathway Connect 2020 and I want to continue and get enrolled. Will I be enrolled in the 3-year degree program?
Yes. So, John, you will be enrolled in the 3-year degree program if you get started. Make sure you're going in your student portal and you're starting your application for BYU Idaho or Ensign College in the next 2.5 hours so that you can start in April. If you don't start your application to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online in the next 2.5 hours, you're going to have to wait to start until September.
Okay. Can I take religion classes in Pathway Connect? Did we?
Yes.
I think
Okay. There was
a follow-up to
Yeah.
this one.
Okay. There was a follow-up to that one?
I thought I saw
I think
part
it's
2.
this right
Yeah.
here. If I take religion courses, is it going to be credited to BYU Idaho?
Yes.
Because there's a tuition fee. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's like you talked about it.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
free credits.
Yep. So, and if you are in Pathway Connect and you're enrolling in Institute, make sure that you are enrolling in Institute through us so that we make sure that you get credit
Mhm.
and that those credits will transfer.
Okay. So remember our question from the Bahamas a minute ago?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Kindly advise me on how I can contact the missionaries in the Bahamas.
Love it. Okay. So if you go to the church's website, so
Okay.
one sec, let me pull up the exact link and we can get it to you.
Okay. We're going to pull that up. So just hang tight 1 minute. Hey, everybody. If you're just joining us, I'm Darby.
I'm Kenzie.
I'm Brooke.
This is called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers, where I read the questions and Brooke gives the answers.
It's great.
And Kenzie gives a few. I don't think I've given a
decorative.
single, may have given one answer this time. We are going to be live for about 25 more minutes. We are going to answer as many of these questions that are in the queue. We try to answer every single one, and then we'll be back. We'll take a short break, and then we'll be back to answer more questions. Today is what we call the priority deadline. That means 2 things. Ken, do you want to tell them what the priority deadline means?
Yeah, so what that means for BYU Idaho and Ensign College is you have to have your application started tonight in order to start April 22nd. If you don't, you'll have to wait until September. For starting Pathway Connect, what that means is that you'll need to have your application started to get a guaranteed seat in classes. So we'll do our best to get you in to start Pathway Connect if you don't start tonight, but best case scenario is that you start tonight, whether for sure if you're going on to BYU Idaho or Ensign College, but ideally if you're going into Pathway Connect.
Yeah, and they don't need to finish the degree.
No, just start it.
I mean,
Yeah.
finish the application.
Yeah, just start it.
Yeah, which only takes a few minutes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're like on the fence with
Yeah.
it, like
You
know
may
how to
as
get
well
started.
just lock that start time in.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you can revisit it later.
Okay, did you just send me a URL?
I
right?
did send you a URL.
Okay,
So a
perfect.
couple of things to note. So if you are currently enrolled, your service missionaries can also, the folks that are leading the gathering, they can help you find local missionaries that can help you. So that's one avenue. So you can reach out to your service missionaries or a friend in the gathering. They can connect you with missionaries. You can also go to churchofjesuschrist.org/comeonto-Christ. And at that website, there's a button that says meet with the missionaries. And if you click on that button, it will get you connected where you can request a meeting with the missionaries. So again, you're just going to go to churchofjesuschrist.org/comeonto-Christ. And then there is a little person icon that says meet with the missionaries. And you'll be able to click on that and then you'll learn a little bit more and you can put your information. So I'm going to do a terrible show. Oh, it doesn't even work. I was going to try to show you on my
It
phone.
is a really short form.
Really short form. You'll put your name, what country, your phone, your address, and your phone number, and then you'll be able to sign up for an online or in-person meeting with the missionaries in your area.
And they said thank you.
I love it.
Well, there was a thank you, and then also Pathway Connect is such a blessing. I highly recommend it.
Oh.
Thank you.
We really love Pathway Connect. Anyway, so we are so glad that everybody is here. Please keep asking your questions. We are it's taking about 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm going to make these 2 speed up a little bit. Okay, so that one's not actually a question. I'm interested in starting. I live in Grantsville, but I'm a Pacific Islander.
Great.
Okay.
You can do it.
Give us a spiel. Go to byupathway.edu.
Yep.
In
And
the right-hand corner.
apply for free.
Mhm.
And so it doesn't matter. You can be any nationality, any
In any location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anywhere the church is organized, you're going to be able to get started. So we would love to see you enroll. So please get started. Please visit byupathway.edu. And in that upper right-hand corner, click apply for free.
Love it. Okay, we're doing a quick one. That was a minute ago. So when did BYU Pathway Worldwide start courses around the world?
Yeah, so it very first started in the fall of 2009 as a pilot, and it used to be known just as Pathway, and it started as a pilot in Manhattan and New York City and New York State, in Nampa, Idaho, and in Mesa, Arizona. And so it was just a pilot. Is this going to work? What does this look like? And then a couple of years later, there were some international pilots, and now we're in 188 countries. So wherever the church is organized, you can do BYU Pathway.
Okay, we are awesome. We are working so hard to answer all of these. Okay, at what point in the application process do I apply for the Heber J. Grant tuition discount?
So it'll be after you are enrolled and you have access to your student portal. You'll go in and you'll see the Heber J. Grant module there for you.
Okay. Okay, we are going to ask this one now. I wanted to ask, is it recommended if you have on campus, if you need to serve a mission? Do you know much about, it doesn't matter for on campus if they've served a mission?
No, I know there are scholarship opportunities on campus if you have served a mission, but that's all done through BYU Idaho. So you'd have to go and see what their requirements are for that.
But there's no requirement to serve a mission and attend on campus.
No.
Okay. If I started my degree in January, I already have the 3-year bachelor degree. Do I need to do something or change something to be applied for that?
Yeah. So if you started your degree in January, your BYU Idaho Ensign College online experience, you are not enrolled in the 3-year degree program.
Okay.
So anyone who starts their degree in April is automatically enrolled. So you will need to say that you want to switch to that 3-year degree option.
If I take religion courses during Pathway Connect, is it going to be, we did that one. There was another one. Hey, so during my degree, is it needed to take religion classes at Institute? Like after Pathway Connect, do I continue to take religion courses?
So you will continue to take religion classes, but they will be offered through BYU Idaho or Ensign College. So we have a partnership with Institute during Pathway Connect where you'll take those classes. And as long as you register for your Institute classes, you can do those online or in person, but they need to be registered through BYU Idaho, or excuse me, through BYU Pathway, so they can count when you go to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online.
Okay. Do I need to pay for classes before we start?
So with Pathway Connect, no. When you start with Pathway Connect, you have until your last week of classes to make all of the payments. So you can make payments along the way, but you will need to start your. Sorry, I just got so distracted.
For online degrees,
yes.
Your tuition is due. I think by the first day.
Yeah, by the first day
of classes.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So you'll need to pay your tuition in order to register for the next term during Pathway Connect, but you have the entire term to make those payments.
Okay. We have a question here. It says, can I enroll like BYU Idaho online while waiting for my application for BYU Hawaii?
Yes. So if you finish Pathway Connect and you want to continue with classes, you can absolutely do BYU Idaho or Ensign College online if you're interested in going and being a campus student at BYU Hawaii. So
probably a good idea to look at the credits and the degrees that you're interested in to make sure that they're going to transfer over though.
Okay, so how do I drop my religion courses in BYU Idaho? You will need to take those religion courses while you are a student to have the religion credits to graduate. Now, if you're just trying to change which classes they're taking, is that degree planner? I don't know.
So you'd want to look in degree planner. You can also look at our website to see a full list of classes that we recommend for each degree or what's required for each degree. And so you'll want to be able to do that. But it's a great option to be able to take additional credits at a great rate while you're waiting to go to campus if that's something you're interested in.
Yeah. So that was kind of the follow-up, like, will those credits transfer?
Yeah. So you'll want to make sure that my recommendation is maybe take religion classes that are a little bit easier to transfer, or if you know, hey, I want to study this particular thing, what are the requirements? And you can even probably ask BYU Hawaii what they might recommend, but I would say I would stick with general education and religion classes. Okay.
If I want to do Institute locally, I just do it through BYU-Pathway and they're credited to me. So if somebody wants to, can they take a class in person?
Yes. So if you are a BYU Pathway student and you are taking Pathway Connect and you want to do Institute in person, you can do that. You just want to make sure that you're registering for Institute when you're enrolling for your classes for BYU Pathway.
Okay, guys, we're killing it. We're like at the 10-minute mark for like all of these questions. How much is 1 year with BYU Idaho? I just got accepted and enrolled with 2 classes, but it doesn't show the amount to pay.
Okay.
So do you want to go?
Because it's going to depend on where they live.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's going to depend on where you live, and also if you went through Pathway Connect or if you're a direct admit student.
Okay, so
and how many credits each of your 2 classes are. So there are some variables.
So I think we have a website that I can pull up that has the tuition rates that they can look up based on if they completed Pathway Connect and what the tuition rate is in their country.
Yes.
And most classes are going to be 3 credits. Religion classes are 2. And it depends on how many. So it depends on how many classes you're taking at a time.
So if you finish Pathway Connect, you're going to continue paying the same rate you paid for Pathway Connect as an online student with BYU Idaho or Ensign College. If you were a direct admit student, so you skipped Pathway Connect and went directly to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online, that is going to be $139 a credit. But if you finish Pathway Connect, it's going to be whatever the going rate is for Pathway Connect in your home country. And you can see that by going to byupathway.edu/tuition.
Okay. Hey, I need a scholarship to go on campus, but I'm already enrolled online. Okay. So those are 2 different experiences. Let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen if you go on campus versus online tuition rates.
So on campus is going to cost more. And you'll need to work with the university that you're interested in being a campus student for to know what that looks like. So you'll need to work with that individual university. Now, if you want to be an online student, continue with BYU Idaho or Ensign College online through BYU Pathway. We do have scholarships for students. And so Kenzie talked a little bit about the Heber J. Grant discount. Do you want to give a shout out if this is someone who maybe hasn't heard it yet?
Yeah. So the Heber J. Grant discount is, so once you're enrolled as a student in your portal, you'll have a module that you'll complete and you'll answer some questions about your need, and you'll either be granted a 10, 25, or 50% scholarship, depending on how you answer those questions. And that carries with you through Pathway Connect and through the online degree. If you started with Pathway Connect, or if you're taking advantage of the advanced path, if you already have a lot of credits that you're coming in with, you can still access that Heber J. Grant scholarship. And then we also have the Return Missionary Scholarship that students who are within 5 years of their return date from their mission are eligible for, that stacks with Heber J. Grant.
Awesome. And that's for full-time proselyting missionaries or service missionaries.
Young returning missionaries.
Okay, someone give the spiel on how to enroll.
Okay, byupathway.edu, upper right-hand corner, gold button says apply for free. Click there as long as you have a church account. It'll be really easy to take you through those steps. If you don't have a church account, it's free to set up. There are no commitments. It's just a simple sign-on login that we'll need you to create, and then you'll just move through your application process. Pretty simple.
Yep. And here is the URL if you are asking for the link to apply. I can't put a link in very easily. So just go to byupathway.edu, click that button in the upper right-hand corner, and start your application.
We'd love to have you.
Okay. Yep, we would love for you to enroll. Today's the priority deadline, which means that if you're starting Pathway Connect, you have a little more time as long as there's room.
Yep.
But how about if you're starting your degree through BYU Idaho or Ensign College?
It's a hard deadline. So if you don't start today, you won't be able to start classes again until September.
Yep.
If you're even a little bit considering continuing either with your online degree or starting Pathway Connect, best recommendation is just to start it. It should only take you 5 minutes just to get something started so that you have that date stamped, and then you can finish it over the next few days as you consider what you want the next few months to look like for you. But it's at least worth starting.
Yeah. We got a little shout out. Love it. Okay. And then can I enroll from Sierra Leone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So BYU Pathway is available in anywhere that the church is organized. So if the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has a presence in that country, you are welcome to enroll.
Okay. I love it. And we just talked about scholarships. And I think that this question was asked before we talked about it. We have 2 major scholarships, the Heber J. Grant tuition discount, which is available to all students. And then recently returned missionary scholarship. Okay, we're going to continue forward here. We've got quite a few more, but we're working
We're
on
going
it.
to power through in the next 10 minutes.
We are going to do it. Okay. So this is a question. Did we do this one?
Yes.
Okay. I thought so. Okay. I'm a BYU Idaho online student. Is a 3-year degree available automatically to everyone? How does this affect my courses?
Yeah. So you have to select that you want to be part of the 3-year degree program. So it is possible to make that switch or that transition, but we recommend that you work with advising, you work with your mentor to make sure it's the best fit for you. You can also go to byupathway.edu/3-in-3
Degree
Oh my
hyphen
gosh,
in
hello.
hyphen 3.
There we go.
There it
You
is.
were so close.
I was so close and so far away. So if you go to byupathway.edu/degree-in-3, you're going to be able to learn a little bit more about it. And then there is a form that you'll be able to, that's linked there, that you'll be able to fill out more information and to make that transition to switch to the 3-year degree program.
Okay.
I was just going to add super quick. The other thing, if you have a question of if you're already in the 3-year degree or not, as long as your course catalog says 2024, you're good. If it says anything before 2024, that's when you reach out to your mentor and fill out that form so you can see.
So
is that wrong?
Is that true even if someone started in January?
Yeah. So if your degree catalog is 2023, you're not in a 3-year degree.
Okay.
So your catalog year has to be 2024.
Okay. So that could work for anyone who started in January.
Yeah.
See, Kenzie's teaching us stuff here, right? I love
Brooke is too.
That's really why we brought her along.
Yeah.
Okay. So this question is, hey, I wanted to make an appointment. It looks like the first appointment's like in a week. So we are in a what we call a peak time.
Yep.
So what can somebody do if they can't talk to somebody and it's like a week out?
Great question. So a couple of options. One, you can put your question here, and if we can answer it, we're going to do our best that we can. It's part of why we're going live, to try to answer these questions. You can send us a direct message on Instagram or Facebook. And we have some support agents that are in there trying to answer questions as well. They have a little bit more knowledge on some of the technical issues. So feel free to send us a direct message. We'll do our best to try to get an answer.
All right.
Best thing to do is send your name, student ID, and any supporting screenshots or information so that you can get the help you need the fastest.
Okay, this is our friend in the Bahamas again. Hey, I tried to enroll in Institute, but it said there was nothing available in my area, virtual or in person.
Can you send us that in a direct message so that we can reach out to some of our friends that are over that area? Because that should not be the case for you.
Yeah, that should not be the case. Okay, we did that question about how much to pay. What's the English proficiency level?
Intermediate mid is what it's called.
Yeah.
But it essentially means that you can speak in full sentences, that you can have fairly basic but more advanced conversations comfortably in English.
Okay, next question says, hey, I'm in BYU Idaho Online. Can I take all of my degree certificate classes during the first semester? So I'm not sure how the degree planner works. How does it let them sign up for different classes?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. So with your certificate, you likely will not be able to enroll in all of those classes in one semester, because a lot of times there are prerequisites or there are individual needs for students. So there's a class, you need to take 101 before you take 102. If this is your very first semester, you likely will not be able to take all of those classes in one semester. Now, I talked with a student a few weeks ago who they already had their 3 certificates. They wanted to get a 4th. And because all of the prerequisites were met, they were able to take all of those classes in one semester. But that is not typical.
Okay. I have 3 questions about on-campus questions. Okay, so I'm going to do them right in a row. Good evening. How do I join BYU-Pathway from Brazil? And what would I need to do to study college in the USA?
Yep. So BYU-Pathway is not designed to get students to campus. So if you are interested in being a campus student, you'll need to reach out to BYU or whatever university you're interested in attending as a campus student for more information.
Okay, another one right here.
Yep. So there are no scholarships through BYU Pathway to be a campus student. So again, you'll want to reach out to the university that you're interested in enrolling and seeing what opportunities or what scholarships are available there.
Okay, awesome. And then I think there was, well, this one's just a transfer question.
Yeah.
So transferring credits from BYU Pathway to BYU Hawaii.
Yes. So if you are from the Pacific Islands, the Philippines, or Asia, there is a specific partnership with BYU Pathway and BYU Hawaii. And so it is, you'll receive preferred admission if you have finished Pathway Connect and are from one of those areas. And then there are some really great opportunities to be able to transfer all of the credits from Pathway Connect to BYU Hawaii, and even through your first certificate with BYU Pathway, getting that transferred over to BYU Hawaii.
Okay.
So again, if you're from the Philippines, Asia, or the Pacific, this partnership is for you.
Okay. Everyone's being so patient. We are trying to go so fast, and we're going to take a break in about 5 to 6 minutes. Did we do this question already? I've completed my first and second certificate. Okay, I thought that sounded familiar. Can you give me an idea of how blocks work?
Yeah. So blocks or terms are 7 weeks long. And so essentially you're doing an entire semester's worth of work in a block in those 7 weeks. And so it is fairly fast paced, but it's a great opportunity for you to be able to finish classes faster and to be able to move forward.
Okay, great. Okay, so kind of wondering, like, is it possible to get a job with just one certificate?
Yeah, we definitely see that. And depending on what your certificate is in, some of they're all job ready. Some just are a little bit more in demand than others. But we see students that have certificates in social media marketing that, get on, or maybe they take on a client or two themselves. Medical billing and coding is also another popular one. There is a standardized test that you need to pass. But that is one that's really popular, and we see students get jobs quickly thereafter. Really, all of them are meant to be job ready, so you can get just one certificate and find improvement in your employment.
I love it. Hey, we got a nice little shout out. You're doing great work. You're very knowledgeable. Thank you. That's why we're here. This really came out of an opportunity where we saw that people had questions, just like everybody in the chat, and they just kind of needed an answer right away. And we thought, well, Brooke knows everything. So in front of the camera, and it'll be great. And I'm capable of reading. So, a shout out from Brazil. Hello. Okay, we are really trying to get through all of these before we need to take a break.
Yeah.
So how many hours does Pathway Connect take in a daily schedule, and how much does the rest of the program take? Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about what a credit is. I know this is a little uniquely US. Yeah. And so, Kenz, how long should you plan on studying for a credit hour?
So it's 2 hours per credit a week of studying. So outside of class.
2 to 3.
Yeah. 2 to 3. Yeah. And it varies based on, the person and what class you're taking. But typically, if you're taking a 3-credit class, you should probably be planning to spend at least 6 hours a week on that coursework and studying, etc.
If it's math, for me, it's about 15.
About 15.
It's the hardest class right now.
Not great.
Yeah, we won't go into
my
and that holds true through Pathway Connect. So Pathway Connect 101 is 3 credits. So you need to plan on somewhere between about 6 to 9 hours. Some classes aren't as hard, and some are going to be harder. Just kind of block that time in your life, and you should have enough time to study. Some classes will be harder, and they'll take longer, and that follows through your whole degree. You will take classes that are given a credit hour. So maybe it's 3 credits, maybe it's 2 credits, and that should give you a rough idea of how many credits you should take at a time based on your availability. If you're working, if you have other things going on in your life. We hope that's helpful. Okay, so I got accepted into Pathway Connect. How do I change the time for my gathering?
One thing I would say, you could reach out to your mentor. They can walk you through how to do it. I honestly don't know how to do it immediately.
Yeah, I think it's in your student portal. I took Pathway Connect last year to kind of understand it better. I believe you can do it in your student portal. If your missionaries have already reached out to you, you can kind of see if they know, but your mentor would be your best resource. I do think it's in the student portal though.
Yeah.
But I'm not currently enrolled
And-
as a student, so I can't see that.
And if you're not sure who your mentor is, so every BYU Pathway student has a mentor. You can go to byupathway.edu, and in the lower right-hand corner, there is a little button that says, need help, chat with us. And so you'll be able to log in and say, who's my mentor? If you just enrolled in the last couple of days, it's possible that your mentor is not assigned yet. They are working really hard to get everyone assigned a mentor. So it's possible you might not have one specifically assigned quite yet. But if you took classes last semester, you've got a mentor, and they're going to be the best person to help.
And then we had somebody in the chat say, if you contact the assigned missionary, they can also help.
I love it. Yeah.
So yeah, there's a network in there. And if you get stuck, send us a direct message and we will escalate that ticket and get you help.
Yep.
Okay. So is BYU Idaho ever gonna be made in French?
I'm
TBD.
not sure.
Yeah.
Right, shout that one out.
Yeah. So love
Um,
that.
Yeah,
Great
we know we
question.
have students who speak so many different languages, and it's
Yeah.
like learning English and then going to school.
So hard.
So hard. We are amazed.
It's very impressive.
Okay, a couple more questions here before we take a break. Quick questions about scholarships. I'm going to pull those up. Kens, take it away.
Okay, scholarships. We've got the Heber J. Grant Scholarship. So once you're enrolled as a student, you'll go into your portal. There will be a module there for the Heber J. Grant Scholarship. You'll fill in those questions. I think it takes about 30 to 40 minutes to complete the module. And then you'll either be awarded a 10, 25, or 50% discount, and it's needs-based. In addition to that, if you have returned from a mission in the last 5 years, you'll be eligible for an additional 25% discount on your tuition that stacks with Heber J. Grant. So at minimum, if you've returned home from your mission in the last 5 years, you will have essentially like 35% off.
Yeah, 35%
math
off.
isn't my forte, but at a minimum, 35% off.
35 to 75% off.
35 to
Hard to beat.
75% off. Yeah.
Pretty great. Okay.
Yeah.
So, hey, having some problems with my credentials. I'm a member of the church, but I'm not able to get into my account. What do? I have the URL for a GSD.
Yep.
Brooke, if you want to give the quick rundown.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we cannot unlock any accounts, but the Global Services Division can. And so if you go to churchofjesuschrist.org/recovery, so account.churchofjesuschrist.org/recovery, you're going to be able to submit information to have your account reset. So we're sorry that's frustrating and tough. So again, account.churchofjesuschrist.org/recovery.
Yeah, they're pretty helpful. Yeah, they can get you through that. Okay.
Do they have 24 hours service?
I don't know if
It's
it's
pretty
24 hour,
close.
but it's pretty comprehensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I did Pathway Connect before, and I already got my bachelor's degree through Ensign College as a
Love
campus
it.
student. I want to go back as an online student. Can I do that? And
Yes.
how do I do that?
Excuse me. Yes. So you are just going to, if you did Pathway Connect before becoming a campus student, so if you finished Pathway Connect and you got a 3.0 or higher, you can go log back into your student portal. So if you go to returningstudents.byupathway.edu, you can get started and come back and get a second bachelor's degree.
Okay. Fabulous. We just have a few more before we wrap up. We have a question about, I'm not sure where it went, actually. Hold on one second. I'll give us a different question for a second.
So I'm just going to give a shout out. So if you are thinking about going to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online, you've got just about 2 hours to finish.
An hour and 55 minutes.
I know, we're like telethoning this. So you're going to want to start that application. You don't have to commit to saying, yep, I'm going to do it. You'll have a few weeks to finish your application. But if you miss this window, you're going to have to wait to start until September.
Okay. Quick Spanish question. Anybody here?
Is there someone that speaks Spanish? That's exactly what it says.
We do have somebody who can speak a
poquito.
little Spanish. If you have a very
better than I
specific
am.
question, you can put that in the chat. We'll be here just for a few more minutes. Okay.
Sí, ella hablan español.
Pico.
Wow.
That was really bad. That was
Okay.
so bad. But yeah, I think you got it.
Yeah.
And Cecilia's in the chat saying that she speaks Spanish.
Oh,
okay.
I love you.
This was on Instagram though. That is where that question was.
But maybe we can pop
But
it up.
we'll make this work. Okay,
Yeah.
for Pathway Connect, do you start with the certificate first? I'm starting with my associates. So we don't have a teaching degree, but what are some options here, Brooke?
Yeah. So BYU-Pathway does what's called the certificate first model. It's a unique education outpouring. So typically when you go to university, when you finish, you have a bachelor's degree and that's it. And that's great. That's what happened for the three of us. And so we had great experiences, but we know that our students want to see and need to see some of that marketable improvement along the way. So we do 3 certificates, an associate's degree, and a bachelor's degree for the same amount of time, same amount of money. It's just the way that we stack classes. So we have you do your first certificate along with some general education and religion classes. And then you take your second certificate, that stacks to your associate's degree. A third certificate plus some more GE and religion will get you to your bachelor's degree. So like Darby said, we don't have a degree specifically in teaching. If you are here in the United States, there are a couple of what we would refer to as off-ramps where you can get credits through us and then transfer them to ASU Global or WGU. So there are some different systems there, and we'd be happy to try to point you in that right direction.
Awesome. And we had another help on Instagram where that original Spanish question was saying, I can also help. And
thank you. You guys are the best.
And it was because we talk too fast.
We do talk pretty fast.
You do talk
I
really
slow down.
We have a lot of questions to get through. Can you translate that for us?
Yeah.
Because he's like, no.
Okay, last few questions before we're going to take.
Mucho preguntas, right? We have many questions.
Yeah.
Tenemos? No.
Yeah. Tenemos muchas preguntas ahora.
Sí.
See,
I can understand it, but my speaking is awful.
Okay.
It's okay, you're doing
Last
great.
few questions before we take a short break. Have been accepted to BYU Idaho, but I'm having a hard time accepting the full offer because of Duo.
Oh,
Did you hear?
It can be a whole thing. Can you give us?
Can be a whole thing.
How can we help here?
Okay, so the good news is you have time to accept your offer still. So it sounds like you have enrolled, which is amazing, or that you've already started your application. You have an offer of admission. You're still going to have a couple of weeks to accept that. So, so sorry about the Duo issue. That's really frustrating. Good news is we've got some time.
Yeah.
So send us a direct message with your name, your student ID number, and that screenshot, and we'll get that escalated to figure out what's happening. And if there's an issue with your Duo app, sometimes I just restart it. So I'm a student right now, and I have to deal with the Duo app and Canvas and the whole shebang. And sometimes I just uninstall Duo and reinstall it.
That sounds like a good time.
Yes.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
Hey, Kens, would you do a quick little Spanish bit and say that we do a weekly Spanish live
Okay.
with the native
I brush off my Spanish.
Every
native
Wednesday.
speakers from South America? Yeah.
Cada miércoles.
Ok, cada miércoles tenemos un live en español. Así que si tienes preguntas en español, puedes, no sé, asistir en Facebook or what else?
Instagram?
It's usually Instagram.
Instagram para preguntar.
Yeah.
No sé. My Spanish isn't great, but hopefully that helped.
That's
Better than
okay.
mine.
Last few questions. The system's telling me I need to do Pathway Connect again, but I did it before. What should I do? Don't do it again.
Yeah, Cecilia, send us a direct message if you can log in, if you have your student ID information, and you finish Pathway Connect with a 3.0 or higher. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
Send us a direct message. We will figure out the answer. The unfortunate thing is we might not be able to get everything figured out before the application deadline to start classes in a couple of weeks. So you may be delayed in starting until September, but we will do as much as we can to get an answer for you and to be able to not have to do Pathway Connect again.
Yeah. Okay, so I think this is a follow-up to the being locked out of the church account if they change their phone number.
Okay. That I would still go to account.churchofjesuschrist.org/recovery. Or if this is a Duo thing, I'm not sure if it's
which.
Duo or what.
No, I didn't catch which one they were.
So I would, if it's a Duo thing, I would uninstall, reinstall Duo. And then if it is related to your church account recovery, go to account.churchofjesuschrist.org/recovery, and they'll be able to help you with your church login information.
Okay, fabulous. Okay, this is a good question. In the new 3-year bachelor's degree, are the religion classes included in those general ed credit requirements, and how many religion classes are required? Is that
Yeah.
different with 3 years?
Same
No,
amount.
it
So
can change.
it's 14 religion credits. So it's typically 7 classes is what you'll need to do for religion. And then your GE classes are part of those 90 to 106 credits.
Okay. I don't remember the beginning of, there might have been another part of this question. Can I just wait until P3 comes around?
Pathway Connect, probably.
If I need to restart.
So if you are needing to restart or to start Pathway Connect 103, you can, Pathway Connect 103 is offered right now. So Pathway Connect 101 and 103 will start April 22nd. So you will want to get that application started to come back and to start Pathway Connect 103. Pathway Connect 102 will be available beginning of June.
Yeah. Okay, real quick. This was the follow-up. It's because I changed my number. It's about Duo.
Yeah. That I unfortunately am not an expert in. So I would recommend uninstalling Duo, reinstalling it. I would reach out to your peer mentor and see if there's something that they can help with. Or you can send us a direct message. I'm sorry, I'm just not an expert when it comes to that stuff.
Okay, this question, we have just like 2 or 3 more. Can a BYU Idaho online student enter the campus and obtain a scholarship?
Yeah. So you'll need to work with whatever university you're interested in becoming a campus student on to see what your options are available.
Okay. I think this one and maybe one more. Is today the last day to pay?
So no. If you are a BYU Idaho or Ensign College online student, tuition is due the first day of classes.
So April 22nd.
Yep. So you've got time. If you're a Pathway Connect student, you have until the last week of the term to pay.
Okay. Here we go. How can I enroll? And is it a sponsorship scholarship program? And if I wanted to just grab this opportunity and wanted to finish my studies, how do I join?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So we can talk about how to join, and scholarships are available to all of our students, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So let me put up a couple URLs real quick. Ken's, take it away.
Okay, so if you want to apply, you go to byupathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll click apply for free, and it'll take you to our admissions page. Do a little research, make sure it's the right choice for you. Then you can, I think there's a button that says start your application. You'll click on that. You'll log in with your Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints credentials. If you don't have an account with the church, you can create one for free. You're not signing up for anything. It's just your single sign-on to access BYU-Pathway and scholarships.
Yep. So one key thing that you said was sponsorship scholarships. So BYU-Pathway does not sponsor anyone to come to the United States to study. So that's not something that's available, but we do have scholarships for all students available that are studying online.
Okay. Just quick shout out. I'll be applying today and learning since I'm
So
online.
exciting.
I love it.
We
That's
have
so awesome.
1 hour and 45 minutes to start your
Tell us
application.
on it. Okay.
So
Do it.
no pressure to finish. Just start it.
Just
Get
start.
it started.
Okay. So
Yes.
are the 14 credits of
Yes,
religion
they
included?
are part of those 90 to 96
It's not
credits.
additional.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So that's the 90 to 96 credits. That is out the gate.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to end and we're going to take a break. I think we got to every single question. I know it's a marathon. We'll be back. If you have more questions, come join us in a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
See you soon.
Bye.